Assalamualaikum, how you guys doing? Today we're going to learn about how to properly structure your Facebook campaign. So this is ideally for the newbies in Facebook ads and for those who have been doing Facebook ads but what is not really sure whether you're doing it the right way. So today we're going to learn about how to properly structure a campaign. Secondly, we're going to learn about how to evaluate the success of each of the ad sets that we put in and when to kill it and when to actually scale it. So let's go straight into it. So, so typically what I would do in the campaign level is I would have the convention, naming convention, product name, campaign type, objective. For example, let's say my product is actually a jubah, which is actually a kind of like a dress for men. I can't say it's a dress. It's, yeah, hard to explain what is it. So let's say it's a jubah. It's a traditional dress. Usually the Arabs will wear it. You can see the white long dress. So for instance, we have jubah. Then you have the specific interest. Then I would put in here specific interest, meaning that I'm actually targeting a specific interest. Say it could be clothing, or it could be let's say Al Jazeera or something that's very specific, a unique interest. In the event that if I were to do a lookalike, I were running this campaign, it's a lookalike campaign, I would change this particular thing to lookalike. If I would do a retargeting, I would change this to retargeting. So I would know that this campaign is specifically for what type of campaign that I'm actually doing. So one look, I would know that, oh, this is actually a retargeting campaign, or this is a direct traffic to a specific interest. So lastly, what will be the objective? This will be a website click. It could be anything within the objective campaign in Facebook. It could be conversion. It could be PPE. It could be reach. It could be anything. So this is how I usually do it. In terms of ad set level, once you created a campaign, you go in and create an ad set. Typically, my convention would be interest type, dash creative name, dash demographic, dash location. So for instance, in this case, my interests, because I'm using specific interest in my campaign, my specific interest that I'm targeting here is actually clothing. So it's just general clothing, or it could be anything else. It could be fashion. It could be, it could be anything in terms of being a specific interest. Then in terms of the creative name, I would have a creative in mind. So I have a particular image of a guy who's wearing the jubah, who's a model posing with the jubah that I'm trying to sell. So I would say man jubah image. So I know this is particularly an image, not a video. And what kind of creative that is he? What kind of creative? Give a description in terms of the creative. So following is the demographic. In this case, I will target 20 to 40 years old. MFA is describing it's male and female. So I'm targeting this particular jubah to 20 to 40 years old, male and female. If I were to target specifically male, I'll just put it here. Location in terms of the country or state that you're doing. So here MY means Malaysia. If I were to target another country, I will not put it in within the same ad set. I will create a different ad set. I will duplicate this and create another ad set, and let's say I put in here Saudi Arabia or Singapore. I don't know. It could be anything, right? So there you go. Could be Singapore. So ads. Now, I do not you do more than one ad per ad set. You can create multiple ads within a single ad set. But there's a better way to do this. Now, Facebook has this thing called split testing. You can do split testing in terms of dynamic creative. This is a new feature which I've not gone into creating a video yet. So I usually do one ad per ad set, and the naming convention is creative name dash interest, meaning that this is the same as the one above in the ad set level. So this is actually the creative name. What is this creative is about? It's an image of a man model posing with the jubah I'm trying to sell. And the interest. Now, why do the interest is clothing, right? So it's the same as the ad set level. So now, why do I do this? The reason being is, if I were to go to the Facebook Ad Manager and I want to have a quick glance of what is my current status of my ads, how are they performing. So with a single click, if I were to go on the ad set tab, I would able to see all my ad sets with the description below, and immediately I would know that this particular interest or this particular retargeting is not working. So, you can go into the Facebook ads and you just click on the tab and Facebook actually show you every single ads that you're running. So if I go to the ads tab, I'm able to see all my ads. With the single click, I can see which are the image or which are the creative that's actually working and which are the interests that's actually it's working in relation to the image. So let's jump into Facebook ads so I can give you a better example. So a better example would be, for instance, if I were to go into this Facebook Ads Manager, and here is all your objective, I would click on the traffic. So write down, just change it to, Juba. What we have here, specific interest. So I want to target specific interest, and this would be a website click because I've chosen traffic as the objective. So click on continue. So here you have the ad set name. So I kind of know what's my ad set name up front. So I'll just need to copy this up here. So I know it's actually clothing, man, 2040 male, Malaysia. So I'll choose the traffic type is website. So I set here Malaysia. Since I know I'm targeting 20 to 40 years old male, let's go here. I'll pick man. So this is what we're talking about, creating multiple ad set earlier, or multiple ads, but we're not going to go in there at the moment. Detailed targeting. So if I'm having a specific target in terms of clothing, let's see where it pops up. Yes, clothing, man clothing. So all this is what we call specific interest. Just like that here. Here I am able to exclude or narrow an audience. So typically I would exclude my customer database. Oh, sorry, not here. I should exclude them. Actually, it should be there. I should exclude my customer. So I would have a customer database, which is right now I do not have them, which is kind of funny. It should happen here. Okay, anyway. So then I can edit my placement. In terms of placement, I usually do not use automatic placement, which is all. I will typically go for Instagram. I'll typically go for Facebook feed, and feeds. Sometimes I'll try instant article. I don't do like columns, so I'll typically go for feed. And if I were running a video ad, I would usually take suggested video. In this case, it's not available. Right? So once I'm done, in terms of budget, I would start 10 ringgit or 30, it depends. Okay, so then we have link clicks, landing page view, impression. So now, this is something new. So if I were to target my ad to a landing page view, I would click on this landing page, meaning that my audience that Facebook will actually show the ad to is typically people who actually go to the landing page, not only go to the landing page, but actually read it from top to bottom. So this is what landing page review is about. Now, click links is typically people who click the link and go to your page. Whether or not they stay to read it, that's a different story. But at least Facebook achieved its objective of making the people click and going to your website. So I've tried this too. Honestly, I don't see much of a difference, so I would stick to link click at the moment. I will be charged impression, then let's say continue. So here you have the ad name. Again, I'll go back to the creative here. I'll add Manjuba and the clothing as an interest, and I will pick a different, let's see, do this. Okay, in terms of a single image, then I can browse the library. I go to stock image. Let's see. This is just for the sake of. There you go. This is actually by Melayu, but yeah, that will work. So you have the image and you have the URL here, and this is where your copy goes in. I'm not going to go into details about this section just yet because it's not part of the message that I want to achieve in this video. I just want to show you how you should start your campaign proper, right? So basically that's it, and you fill in your details, your copy, and so on. We'll go into another video on how to create these URL parameters, how to actually do a copy, how to write a copy for your ads. And you click on confirm and you're done. So once you have your ads running, I usually go into these two tabs, ad set and ad. So unfortunately this is kind of old, but you could see somewhat here that I have set up an ad with that similar naming convention, and I would go into performance and click, and I will have, usually what I will monitor is the frequency. I would monitor the cost per result, and I would monitor the CPM to make sure that it's below the rate that I usually set. So that really depends on the campaign and the budget. Cost per click and what is the CTR. So that's important. I need to get, kind of like more than 1% of CTR. So this is okay. Higher the better. So CPC. So that's what I usually look for. If it's the video, I would typically look at, let's see, video engagement. I'll typically look at how much the video views, what are the percentage of people watching more than 50%, because I would like to convert this group 50 to 100% into a custom audience later on and do another set of retargeting. So right, so here you could see how it's cost and what if you were to click on ads, if you have like bazillion ads running here. So with the naming convention, you are able to actually have a quick glance and see which ad is performing and why is it performing. So yeah, so that's how I usually kind of like create my campaign and how I monitor my campaign based on certain parameters. What actually I do is I customize my columns. So I already have it. You can actually customize your columns and you can actually save this. So I would have a certain number of columns that I only look at. So here, like, okay, here I have the CTR here. So it will, based on the CTR, I only pick, it will start showing me only the CTR columns, then the rest is actually thrown out. And let's say if I would click on the conversion column. So these are custom columns that I have set up. And for conversion, I only look, it will tell me in terms of the website purchase, the website conversion, how much my ROAS, initial checkout, blah, blah, blah. So these are the important metrics in terms of conversion that I look at. You can actually go in and set up by just clicking on this blue button here and say customize column. You can add your own column into the mix here, and you can move up and down as you wish, and then you click on apply, it will ask you to save. So that's how you can customize your column as well. So that is the quick tutorial that I have for you today in terms of how do you actually structure your Facebook campaign. For a start, this is actually for newbies who wants to get into Facebook. I hope this is pretty clear. If you do have any questions, make sure you put in your comments below, and I'll be posting a lot of Facebook tutorials in the near future, so make sure you follow my channel. Thank you very much. See you again.